I'm back. Yeah, one more thing about the You Are Special book, the one with the stickers. It was really cool because the book, it's a children's book written by a Christian author, and it clearly is talking about God, but then it doesn't say God. So it was kind of perfect for this situation because the book is about these little wooden people, and they have a wood carver who's in charge. And it's for any Christian to read it, they're like, well, obviously they're talking about God. So it really was perfect for us to read it, and it's kind of telling them the gospel, but without, so yeah. Okay, so what my favorite part of the trip was the orphanages that we visited in the afternoon. So we went to 3 different orphanages. And for me, I really liked it because going to the schools, like everyone said, we weren't able to say the name of Jesus, and it felt kind of different. Wait, but I'm on a mission trip. What? I don't understand this. So the orphanage was where I really felt yes, I'm doing something for the kingdom. Not like we weren't at the school, but for me, that's where I felt it. At the orphanages, they were all Christian or Catholic ones, and so we got to do whatever we wanted. And so this is us visiting one of the orphanages, and we brought a lot of donated clothes that I believe many of you donated. And it was cool because there was one orphanage that we went to a few days before just to visit and see it. We gave them the clothes, and then we came back to do more of a program with them a few days later, and they were all wearing the clothes we had donated. So that was fun. It was really cool to see. Some of the kids on the beds that they sleep on. This is one of the kitchens in the orphanage, so you can see they don't really have too much. We took a lot of pictures of them, and they always enjoyed seeing their pictures because they just don't get that very much. So again, the pictures. At one of the orphanages, it was like a mini party. We had party cake and we had soda, and just the way they ate their cake, it was just so slow, just taking in every bite, and you could tell that cake was not a normal thing for them, It was a very special occasion. And they all are sitting very quietly eating their cake. Okay, so this was a skit that we did. We had done it before on previous mission trips, and in it, David, it's a silent skit, so we don't have to worry about language barriers, because at some of the orphanages, the kids didn't know English that well. There was one where no one spoke English, there was one where everyone did, there was one where it was kind of half-half, but the skit has no words, so it worked perfect. And kind of a summary, it's this doctor's office, and David comes in for a normal checkup, and then people start coming in with all these weird diseases, someone's itchy all over, and then they end up shaking hands with David, and suddenly David's itchy, and they're not, and they're fine, and they leave healthy, and then someone comes in coughing, and in the end, they shake hands with David, and David's coughing, and they're not. And so David's just taking on all these diseases, and near the end, he's throwing up, and he's coughing, and he's scratching, and he's everything all at once. And then I come in, and I'm pregnant, and then all the kids are just laughing like crazy, because they're like, oh, he's going to shake hands, and he's going to be pregnant too. And then, so in the end, David, you can see, he's trying to visualize it, and he ends up just screaming and running away, and that's the end of the skit. But at the end, we talked about how sometimes sharing things isn't good. Sometimes things like sharing germs aren't good. But then there's some things that are good to share, and we talk about sharing God's love, or telling other people about Jesus. And so it was kind of this funny connection, but they all really enjoyed it. So we taught them the song "This Little Light of Mine." And it kind of went along with the skit, just showing other people God's love. We made animal balloons for them, and my mom does it in this way where you make the animals and you talk about how God created the animals, and then you make a cross and talk about Jesus, and just kind of telling the gospel story through animal balloons, and that's really exciting for them, and they all got 2 or 3, and they just loved it, because that, again, that had never happened before. One of the places we went to, I think it was this one, and they said in the past 3 years they've probably only had about 3 visitors. So again, us coming was very special for them and very exciting. So that's again why it was my favorite part, just seeing how much it meant to them. Another one, we brought some more supplies, some more clothes, I think some stuffed animals. This was a Catholic one. It was an all-girls orphanage. And, another thing, so at all the orphanages we did the animal balloons, the skit, the song, and then we also made bracelets. And they were like these really pretty bracelets with little crosses on them, so all the girls loved making that. And again, just not something they get to do very often. We didn't ask at all of them, but at one of the orphanages, we asked, have any of you ever made a bead bracelet before? None of them had ever made a bead bracelet before. So just, again, the little things, just seeing the joy in the little things. This was the one where they'd never made it before, so they were just having so much fun and made, like, we told them they could make one, and they made like 5, so. Yeah. Animal balloon. Yes. So I think that's the end of my thing. But yeah, just about it made me feel like we were really doing something. Because sometimes it's hard to feel. It's hard to feel useful. You don't know when. I don't know what David was saying about the seed being planted, and sometimes you don't feel like, when you don't see that tree growing, it's hard to know that it's going to grow. You know, like, I just plant a seed, what if someone like kicks it out of the ground, you know? So it's kind of about faith in that and knowing that God is going to work through you, and He's going to use your efforts. And that's what I felt like we were doing in India. There were some of the things that just, like, I didn't feel, I was like, I don't know what the purpose of this is, but I just have to trust that God is going to use the seeds that we're planting to achieve something great. So, yes, and now my mom is